Hey yo, what's up everybody? It's Zane JJ. Today we're coming back basically talking about crypto news that is basically whacking the price of cryptocurrency down, and after that, especially on FTX as well. And of course, we must see on this video itself why is FTX getting trashed, the price is going down, and after that from there, why is CZ so unhappy about FTX, and of course, is there like other motive or anything? I mean, like everything itself is on conspiracy theory 101, and after that in today's video, we are gonna basically talk about it. And of course, before we jump into the topic itself, if you have not subscribed to the channel, kindly hit the subscribe button, turn on post notification, and leave a thumbs up to this video. And before we jump into the content itself, I'm going to address a question, a burning question: should you keep your funds on FTX? So over here, I would say, if let's say you're using FTX itself, it's best to basically remove your funds or whatever cryptocurrency that you have on any exchange, not only on FTX, to be honest, because we have the golden rule here in the cryptocurrency space. Not your private keys is not your money. So over here, I would recommend Ledger as one of the hardware wallet that you can basically store your cryptocurrency. Not a promotional video or paid or whatsoever. It's just an affiliate link. You buy something there, I earn something, and after that, it keeps the channel going. So I would say, disclaimer itself, yes, I will be promoting like putting on referral links down below to basically let you guys know that where you can put your funds, and after that from there, where can you use the product that I use to basically help the channel out, not for shilling or whatsoever. So I would say free content itself, and of course I would need some sort of income to basically produce more free content. And after that, I would say, should you keep your funds on FTX or whatever exchange itself? The answer is, as of now, we know that the crypto space itself is currently very unstable. There's a lot of company going bankrupt, insolvent, insolvency, or whatsoever terminology you call it. Basically, they have no money to pay. So I would say the best way itself is to keep your cryptocurrency on your own hardware wallet, and after that, from there, you can store it as a cold storage, and after that from there you can just use a ledger to basically keep your funds in, and of course withdraw your funds anytime you want. No like withdrawal hordes or waiting for a centralized entity, a custodian, to basically withdraw your funds for you, process your funds, because if you do that yourself, it's not your money. So take note of that. And of course, without further ado, we're going to jump into the FTX news that is on the Google, YouTube, or whatever itself. So over here, the first news itself, people are talking about FTX, the tangle of ties of Celsius Network, and of course, Sen Bankrupt. And after that, over here, SBF. Over here, we can see that Celsius itself has been using FTX to basically launder their money, I would say, selling, and after that, from there, pushing the price, stuff like this. So this is old news, but of course, it has been brought out due to the recent hit on FTX itself. So I'm going to leave the article down below and you guys can have a read, but nothing, I mean, like, there's nothing much of this related to the news that I'm going to talk about. Basically, it's just some news to basically make more fun out of FTX. And of course, next one is basically over here is Alameda Research Insolvent. Basically, this company itself, you can just take it as equivalent to FTX. If let's say you do not know what is this company about, it's basically a hedge fund that is basically invested into FTX, and of course SBF. Basically, SBF itself, the guy previously owns this fund, and after that from there manage it, hold around 90% of the company's stock itself, the holdings, and after that from there, whatever it calls he want to do itself, this is his hedge fund to basically have collect investors funds, and after that from there invest into the companies that he deemed that is best for the hedge fund itself. But of course over here there's some biasness, and of course we can see that yeah, basically Alameda Research itself, they hold around, I would say, a lot of their holdings itself is packed with FTX. So it is equivalent that this company and FTX itself has a very close relationship. And of course from there, with their recent, I would say, balance sheet leaked to CoinDesk by whoever it is, anonymous guy, leaked their balance sheet itself, and after that from there they have found out that, hey, this hedge fund itself holds around almost 90% of the FTX FTT token that is in circulation. And after that from there, yeah, making some question out of it. Basically, they claim that they have $8 billion worth of FTX token, and of course people have been like comparing the data. Okay, so FTX FTT token itself is only worth around $2 to $3 billion, and after that they claim to have $8 billion on the balance sheet. So this comes up with a lot of questions of people, and after that from there, basically what they did is basically FTX sends a FTT token towards this fund, hedge fund itself, and from there this hedge fund use it as collateral to basically borrow funds, lend funds and borrow funds here and there to basically get more stable coin to basically do something onto whatever they want to do it. I mean, it is the world of the elites. To be honest, we as normal investor itself, retail itself, if we all stand together, yes, we might beat them, but of course eventually they are the one calling almost all of the shots. So over here, the next news itself is talking about FTX denies insolvency rumors of FTX. So the SBF itself, he claimed that hey, there's nothing wrong with FTX itself. We are not going bankrupt and stuff like this, and we're gonna talk about it later on. So over here this flywheel itself has already applied on Celsius, so people are pegging this FTX token as another type of flywheel. And after that, basically not really the same concept but similar to basically what they are doing to basically manipulate the price. And after that, from there, have a very nice balance sheet to basically over here we can see create a token, and after that pump the token to the price, and after that retain the price at a market maker. So we here mark those babies to the market, and after that from there show off your success, basically showing people that oh, this token that I own is already at X value, so I have this X billion dollars to basically use as collateral. So we here keep the flywheel spinning, and after that from there you have real dollars. So how it works is simple: create a token, after that pump the token towards maybe $2, $3, and you hold majority of the tokens, and eventually this majority of tokens is valued at $9 billion, for example. And after that, what the company does is basically use this $9 billion worth of portfolio to basically show off to people. And after that, from there, ask for loans, ask for collateral, and after that, from there, do some trades here and there, some shady stuff. But of course, eventually, if let's say this token price does not sustain itself, the price will keep dumping, and of course the flywheel will just fly away, and after that all the money will be gone, the whole thing will go crashing down. So this is how the flywheel works. And after that, from there, you want to read more about this article itself, I'm going to link it down below. It's a very long article which I'm not going to basically read everything, but of course I already summarized what is happening on this article itself. And after that, you can see whatever is happening in the transaction, it is always going back towards a wheel itself. It's just like a wheel. The price whatever buyback that happened itself, it will just go back to this Alameda Research, and of course from there they burn the token itself. But to be honest, they claim to use 1/3 of the fees generated on the platform to buy back the token. But eventually, if you see that there's a buyback ongoing on FTX itself, shouldn't the price of FTX like somehow rise in the value, because there is like this buyback ecosystem to basically buybacks using their profits. And after that, from there, people will be thinking that okay, there's lesser FTX FTT tokens in circulation. But eventually no, because almost 93 or 97% of the holdings itself is owned by the single entity, making it super centralized. And of course, I do not blame them on that. I'm going to explain it later. Why is that so big? Basically on FTX itself, if we know that if you want to stake or whatsoever, they do offer you to basically stake on the exchange. So over here, the staking itself, they have this utility to basically increase the referral reward, basically some utility for the token itself. So I would say there is reasonable actions to basically talk about why do they own majority of token, because everything is sent to the exchange to basically do a staking, and after that from there you can get these type of benefits if you stake on the exchange. So I would say yes, nobody will be getting their FTT token out of their FTX wallet, therefore making the holdings itself majority onto FTX company itself, and after that their hedge fund and everything. I mean, to be honest, there is no reasonable explanation of why people should withdraw the FTX token if let's say they are using the ecosystem, because most of it is being locked up to basically stake for some utility value. And of course from there I would say it's quite interesting. And over here you can see that if let's say, I mean, as of the news that happened itself, if let's say you're staking or whatsoever, I'm going to explain to you later on what am I doing. Yes, I'm personally staking but scheduled to exit. But why did I not use the immediate unstaking itself? You might think it's stupid or whatsoever. I'm going to explain it to you later on. So over here, we're going to talk about FTX confirm that the exchange itself is not in insolvency or going bankrupt or whatsoever. And after that, from there, we can see more. So over here, SBF, basically FTX CEO sent Bankrupt basically said that denies any insolvency rumors on Binance, as Binance says they want to liquidate their FTT token because of some reason that is ongoing, and after we're gonna discover it. So over here on Twitter itself, they can say that a competitor is trying to go after us with false rumors. So to be honest, this is his words against Binance words. Basically, the competitor itself, they did not put any name, but of course, it's that if you watch the Twitter itself, it is direct exchange of words and walls going on Twitter itself. FTX is fine, assets are fine, details over here. FTX does not have has enough to cover all their clients' holdings. So this is what they claim. So eventually people are somehow testing it right now. Whatever people are doing is basically withdrawing their funds, and after that, eventually I would say most of the withdrawal that I have done went through. And after that, I would say I've withdrawn like Ethereum token, and after that, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and after that some reserve rights token RSR. And of course from there I would say all of this transaction has went through. And of course I also withdraw some USDT, Yes, and it went through not a huge amount like $1 million or whatsoever, but of course, eventually people are withdrawing. So I would say that if you watch their Ethereum ERC20 wallets itself, they have two wallets. One is the wallet number one, wallet number two. Basically, two of these wallets has activity of this outgoing transaction, and after that, I would say most of it is being processed. I do not know people. Some of them say that they try to withdraw, but of course there is some issue going on. So we hear it is SBF claim that they have enough assets to withdraw everyone, and after that from there they have been processing all withdrawals and will continue to do so. And after that from there, this is the withdrawal speed on their official update. I'm not gonna click on it. So we here you can see it is a FTX itself. It's a heavy regulated company itself. Even when that slows us down, we have a GAAP audits with $1 billion of excess cash. We have a long history of safeguarding the client's asset, and of course they remain true today. So this is whatever claims that they say. So here I would love it if CZ, if we can work this out together in the ecosystem. So he's trying to ask CZ to basically talk things out, and after that then not harm the retail. As of now, we know that if let's say this rumor is true itself, that CZ say that they are going insolvent or whatsoever, I mean shit is gonna happen. They are gonna go sell all of their assets. Basically, lots of Bitcoin, Ethereum will dump on the market, and eventually might just see a $5,000 or even $2,000 worth of Bitcoin in value itself. If let's say FTX insolvent, this is next high level of whales over whales, basically the Moby Dick itself. So here the next thing we want to talk about is CZ does not support SBF action, and after that this is why the rumor all started. So over here this post itself is very clear that CZ itself is liquidating their FTT. Basically Binance bought FTT token as an investment, and after that from there they are basically exiting the position. Why is that so? We just to post exit risk management. So this is the one of their risk management after learning from Luna, the Terra network itself. They gave them support before, but they won't pretend that basically make love after divorce or something like that. So we are not against anyone, but they won't be supporting people who lobby against other industry players behind their back onwards. So here, what does this even mean itself? If let's say you have been following SBF itself, we have know that he himself has been basically the FTX CEO itself has been trying to get regulations done, and after that from there proposing like crypto regulation to basically regulate DeFi and everything. So over here these are the stuff that he personally want to do for the crypto space, and after that it is for the crypto space to get regulated. But of course he's the one calling the rules and everything, but of course not everybody in the crypto community are in favorable against the with his ruling, and after that from there with his like idea of regulation and stuff like this. So I believe that it is never about what is that called? You can't you can't make everybody happy with one set of rule. And of course, if let's say you have multiple set of rule to basically try to make everybody happy, it will never work out. Either there will be there will be a party that is gonna basically hit the rule, and after that from there have to fight it. So this is what is happening. I mean, this is just politics. So we here SBF itself has been into the political space itself to basically like donate into the parties that things that can help with the crypto regulation and stuff like this. So this is somehow like the elite world stuff, the rich people's problem. Basically, those company businessmen itself, they want to get stuff done. They basically donate their money itself. So some of you guys might say it's bribery, but of course it's not. It's just a donation to the party. And after that, from there, trying to get regulation done itself. So over here, what is happening is basically he's doing all of this to basically get regulation done, the rules sets for crypto and everything by his means itself, basically his own set of idea that how he want it to be. But of course CZ itself is not really happy about it. So just by reading against this thing itself and understanding what SBF has done, you will see that somehow there's some we come like talk about each other, and after that from there they don't like the idea. So somehow this is what is happening, and after that from there, why is Binance actually selling this FTT? So over here, why is Binance selling this FTT token itself? We can see that Binance itself holds around maybe 7%. I mean, like before this sold or whatsoever. So over here, they hold around 7% of these holdings of FTX token. And after, to be honest, $300 over million or equivalent to 500 millions as the time that they say that they're going to basically dump on the market itself. So over here, as a part of Binance exit strategy, exit risk management strategy from FTX liquidity equity, last year, basically Binance received roughly around 2.1 billion US dollar, equivalent in Cash, basically BUSD, their native their stable coin, and after that the FTT token. So due to the recent revelations that have came to light. So over here, we do not know what the fuck is this. This is just him saying something, and of course, maybe somebody like informant with like reliable sources give out some balance sheet that's happening, and after that, from there, they have decided to liquidate any remaining FTT on their books, and after that, over here, follow on by they will try to do so to minimize the impact in the space itself. But to be honest, you are not minimizing any impact, because once you announce this type of news itself, the market will dump, and after that, from there, retail investors who invested in FTT token or whatsoever will get hurt, including me. So I'm not being biased or disbiased, but of course doing everything in my own opinion. So over here, I do not hate or whatsoever, but of course we just continue reading. So over here, they will try to do so to minimize the market itself. They will do it in a few months to basically complete. So they are gonna do like T-Web or whatsoever to sell off their holdings itself. And after that, over here, Binance always encourage collaboration between industry players regarding any speculation. As to whenever this move on, blah blah blah, whatever is there, they do not want to hurt the public. So over here you can see they are basically typically holding their tokens for a long term, and of course they have held these tokens for too long, and after they want to stay transparent with their actions, so they announce that they're gonna dump on FTX. So over here, this itself is telling us, okay, so Binance have a risk management, some sort of speculation news that it can't be released to the public, but of course only I see somehow 听说什么事, and after that from there he want to basically sell off this FTT token. So over here we can look at this over here. So he was out with a friends, and after that, there's a whale alert coming up, basically telling them that, oh, this amount of FTX token has been transferred to Binance or something like that. So they have really been very transparent. They just say, yes, this is us, and after that, we are going to basically liquidate this amount of FTT token, which was, if I'm not wrong, equivalent to $581 billion worth of FTT token. Eventually, they say they're gonna do it on time span of maybe a few months to basically sell off the token, not immediately selling the whole bunch of token, because if you sell the whole bunch of token, FTX token is gonna crash to like $1 or something, or even $0. So we here, do you some people asking basically, do you plan on taking up the Alameda's offer? Basically, when he announced that they're gonna dump this amount of FTT token, the Alameda Research basically say that, okay, we can do a OTC. Basically, I will buy from you under the books or over the counter, and after that, from that, it will not impact the market itself. So over here, what it says is, do you plan to take up the offer that they offer to close the position with OTC to avoid any future market impact? So over here, they say that they have or will buy 580 million worth of BNB. BNB, basically they want to stop. They want them to buy BNB, and after that, from there, in exchange of that, BNB sent to CZ Binance, and after that, Binance will send them the FTT token. So this is somehow, see over here, there's some motive over here telling us that sounds like you want to buy 580 million worth of BNB, then swap it for FTT. And after that, from there, you can see I didn't say that it was just a question, not a commitment. I think we will stay in the free market. And after that, from there, they say they still hold Luna now, Luna Classic today. So over here you can see that they have already failed the investment itself, but of course they are still holding to the back. They have not sold any. So over here I would say they trust Luna more than FTX, which is a company that is very regulated. And of course, I would say not very regulated, but of course shows political moves on the market itself, being regulated, being noticed by congressmen and everything. So FTX itself, they're moving their way towards the regulation side, political side, and after that, SEC seems like not like it or something like that. I don't know. So over here, this is why they are selling. So I'm just gonna say over here, Moon, we are back over here. The Moon Overlord itself, you can see that this might be another type of motive that Binance is trying to basically play a game, that they are trying to play a chess game. And after that, from there, you can see Binance previously got hacked $500 million, and after that, so when you get hacked itself, the money is gone. So how you're gonna recoup? So they need cash to rebuild the bridge, and after that, change the narrative. So over here, they have already getting some bad press slash coding world itself. They got hacked, so eventually they need some money to basically fund it back, to basically protect their reputation. So this is what it meant. And after looking around at the treasury, their own holdings itself, and notice they have some FTT token, their biggest threat and competitor, basically liquidate. So over here, they started a teenage drama on the Twitter instead of simply doing OTC sales itself. So over here, they are just trying to burn each other. So over here, we know FTT, the FTX Exchange, and Binance itself, they are clearly a competitor. And after that, from there, Binance invested into them. So over here, working hands in hand, showing like a story that they are buddies, and after that eventually it's not so true, and after that from there makes you wonder. So this is just over here just another conspiracy theory that's ongoing, but to be honest we will never know the freaking truth unless both of them basically sit down on a podcast to talk about stuff itself. Definitely not my podcast because I have too little people, and after that no much interaction. But of course you can help it by subscribing, hitting the like button. So over here you can say, why do they want to damage their own little bag of FTT? Lame statement. So over here you can just see the reply itself. Why would Binance give a shit that basically they have plenty of cash? So does FTX. You think that Binance give a crap about their 7% of their FTT bags goes down 7%? They want FTX users and money. So over here it's clear that it's making some sense that they are direct competitors. So how do you get your competitors clients over to your platform? Is say that, okay, one of the ways to say that, okay, first they're going bankrupt, release some fund itself, so people will distrust FTX, and after that go over to Binance, and after that they use the most popular exchange as of now, which is Binance and FTX. So you hit FTX to get all of their clients, and of course you make more money. So this is how it works. And of course from there, yeah, basically it's just a lot of conspiracy going on in the crypto Twitter space. And after that, to be honest, am I selling or buying more FTT? So I'm going to be super transparent itself with you guys itself. I'm going to show you my whole portfolio. Today is worth around 218k in US dollar, and after that from there we can see that my FTT tokens balance itself is 9,000 over dollars. And of course, I would say it's part of my majority of my holdings, around maybe my top 5 coin or something like that. And of course, you can see I bought FTT token itself since the level of 54. Basically, when the bull market was here, I was just selling away some coins to buy another coin. And eventually, I would say, if I look at it now, everything is dumping. So I mean, the losses itself somehow there. I converted another coin to another. So over here, I would say FTT itself is one of the token that I hold. Why did I hold it itself? I would say, first of all, because of the benefit, the additional like referrals award, the discount fee and stuff like this. So this is gonna help me out with the channel itself. So I buy a bunch of them to stake basically 500 to be exact. And after that, from there you can see that currently I have 500 plus FTX token. And after that, over here this is scheduled to exit. Why do I not want to basically hit the option over here, unstake now, and there's a 8% fee? So if you look at my portfolio itself, I'm freaking down basically over here 64%. And after that, if let's say I do an unstake now, I'm going to lose additional 10% of my investment itself. So I'm trying to preserve its value. And after that, from there, to be honest, this news out there itself is all uncertainty. And after that, there's no like um official news. I mean, when it's official, everything is shit already. But of course, from what FTX is doing, and after that from there what they are trying to do itself, I would say that somehow they made an impact in the crypto space, and after that from there there's a lot of people promoting it and stuff like this. So to be honest, the reputation of FTX itself is very high, and after that from there compare it Binance itself, both of them are very good in the space. But of course on FTX itself, this news came out, and after that from there it might be a fart or something like that. To be honest, we are never too sure about it unless it is officially released on the news media, and after that from there, by then it is a little bit late. So I would say I'm currently not selling or buying any FTT token as of now. Why is that so? Because I'm still waiting for my unstake. So when it officially unstake, and after that I do not need to pay a single fee on this unstaking itself, I would basically do consider selling FTT token to basically buy into like Ethereum or some token itself. I would say like those tokens that does not have like a centralized entity behind it, and after that from there this is just take on this itself. So to be honest, if the crypto space is always, I mean, as of now the time of the space itself is very shitty, and after that a lot of company going insolvent, and after that going bankruptcy, going through a lot of legal stuff. So I would say FTX itself, they might become bankrupt, or they might have already became bankrupt. But of course from the news itself we can see FTX itself, they are acquiring companies that went bankrupt, so they have the money to acquire the assets, basically put an offer and stuff like this. So I would say this is one of their game plan, expand the crypto space under the FTX name. So I would say, talking about cash itself, yes, I believe FTX they have cash because of the funding that they have done. If let's say you head over to the news itself, you have seen that FTX itself has raised like 1 point something billion dollars through some private seed funding. And of course, I would say all the cash over there they have, definitely they are full of cash. And after that, you can see that the fees that they are doing itself, every day the trading volume that is happening on FTX itself, they gain a little bit of fee, and after that 1/3 of the fees is going to be used to buy, and after that buy back the token. So stuff like this. So I would say FTX itself, they somehow have enough cash, and after that there to basically sustain the business. I hope so, but of course, I mean, everything now is very uncertain. So if let's say you have the money, and of course, if let's say your portfolio itself, instead of this being red, you are in the green zone itself, I would really highly recommend anyone that is in the green zone to basically just pay the 10%, and after that, from there, after paying the 10%, you are either in the break-even zone or you are already winning. Just sell the token, and after that, from there, you can move on to another project or whatsoever. So just take the profit and yeah, be happy about it. But of course, for my case, I'm really losing so much. And of course, to be honest, I'm a guy that take high risk. So I would say losing this amount already, I mean, losing the whole value doesn't really matter to me, because yeah, I mean, there's two type of scenario we can play out. So one of it can just go to zero and I will lose 100% value. Yes, it's going to be very painful, but of course, I'm really losing. And if let's say I unstake the token now, I lose another 10% value. When I sell it itself, the price of this FTX token, suddenly everything gets clear out. The price went back up itself. I would say that I'm gonna be slapping myself in the face very hard for that. And after that, from there, I would say it doesn't matter. I mean, this amount itself compared to my portfolio, it might be significant, but of course, the whole thing is down. And yeah, I'm willing to lose this amount as of now, waiting for it to go unstake itself. When it unstake itself, the price of this might just go to like 7K or even 5K. Then by then I would just read the market, and after that, from there I would just speculate around, and after that, from there, maybe just spin the wheel or something, and after that, from there, decide if I want to sell it now or I just wait. So this is just my take on my own holding itself. And of course, you don't need to follow me, no financial advice given, just my own personal opinion. And of course, the big balls that I'm playing in the crypto space since the beginning of time. I mean, started with like 15 or 10K, eventually building up. This amount itself is not by luck, it's not by anything. I would say it's just time in the market, and of course, eventually, yeah, just holding and understand what I invested in. So from the financial statement, from the seed funding of this FTX exchange itself, I can see that they have really attracted big whales to invest in them. And after that, even Temasek Holdings, basically Singapore, one of the Singapore government investment firm, Temasek has really invested with them. So I don't think that this thing is going down or anything, but it might just be a motive of finance trying to grab FTX user fan base itself, the customer client base itself, towards their own exchange, because FTX itself, they are growing quite rapidly. And after that, from there, it's scary that if let's say they continue to go on itself, they might even beat Binance exchange itself in like in terms of volume, liquidity, user base, and everything. So I would say this might be just a marketing scheme to basically grab the users, and after that, from there, grow their own platform. So I would say just all speculation, no official news itself. Do not take this video with a heavy heart, and after that, from there, buy all in into FTX or sell everything, and eventually you make money or you lose money, you come to me. If you make money, feel free to donate down below. If you lose money, don't come to me and say that I listen to your video. And after that, from there, yeah, I would say just take this video as a pinch of salt, and after that, from there, move on. To be honest, I have seen my portfolio going from $2,000 towards $0, and after that, it's just all lesson learned in the investment space itself. Yes, I might have held some advice from other people buying Dogecoin at this dollar, buying new, and after that, stuff like this. I do not go for all those type of news. I go with the fundamentals of the company, the news, and how they are bringing money. And after that, from there, see how they operate before I buy the token itself and hold it. So I believe that this holding itself, it will never reach back the price of $52 unless, I don't know, suddenly FTX get regulated, and after that, from there, yeah, I mean, everything's clears out, and after that, from there, price of FTT token just, there's demand for it, but as of now, there's no demand, literally no demand. So I would say the token itself seems like a flywheel, and after that, from there, yeah, I mean, it's hard to gauge and everything. I would just look, watch the situation, and of course, decide at the end of the day itself. And of course, if you like the video, kindly leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notification, and you're on the next one. Bye bye. Peace.